Hey guys, what is up? I'm Clappy1984 and today I want to be talking to you about the time that Battlefield very nearly died. Sounds a bit of a bleak topic, and I guess it is, but it does at the end of the day show the resilience of the game and the ability to come through some really sticky patches and, as far as I'm concerned, become one of the best first person shooters ever made. I know that's a very sort of debatable topic, and there's a lot of people out there that would absolutely just rubbish everything that I've just said to you about it being one of the best. But this is my belief, you know, everyone's different, everyone has their own opinions and thoughts about something. But I've never dedicated so much time to a single game in my life as Battlefield 3. So there is definitely something about it that we all love. So the game is actually now quite an old game. This is something that you need to take into consideration. The game is 18 months old and it's still being played by a solid amount of people. It's not, you know, obviously there is a lot less than there was, there's no doubt in that in my mind whatsoever. But there is still, for an 18-month-old game, a good solid base of people playing it. And when you take into consideration some of the things that have gone on with this game in the past, it does generally sort of generate the thought that, wow, this game is something really good. If you try and look at it from an optimistic point of view, then the game's been through a rough patch, it's come back through and is still going strong. If you look at it from a pessimistic kind of view, wow, what this game could have really been if they got things right from the start, you know? And it depends what sort of kind of view you sit on. Are you optimistic, pessimistic? Is the glass half empty or half full? This really depends on how you view your experiences on Battlefield 3, I think, to be honest with you. So some of the groundbreaking bugs, glitches, and just utter BS that happened throughout this the first 18 months of this game have been pretty bad, you know, and I think everyone, even the most die-hard Battlefield fan, can hold their hands up and say there was a time this game literally looked like it had a couple of weeks left before everyone just dropped it and got on with something else. So, the first one, and the one that became quite apparent, was the USS frag rounds. Now, anyone that had any experience of this back in the early days will tell you how bad this was if any of you out there can't remember it or you weren't playing Battlefield at the time. Basically, the USAS and frag rounds could take down choppers, jets, and just about anything within its vicinity. It was just a horrible glitch, and if you came up against a few people using it, then your game was destroyed. There was no chance of you doing anything kind of successful in the game, and it was just horrible, and it just made your gaming experience just nasty. I hated every game I ended up in with someone using it. I basically quit out. As soon as I seen it, I just wasn't going to put myself through the mental torture that was playing against people that are quite happily to exploit glitches. And glitches that are so groundbreaking as well. I mean, these aren't just something that puts things down to you still got to be quite skillful or successful. Not at all. I mean, this was one of those glitches that was just pure dirty bullshit for anyone that used it, as far as I was concerned. I've not got a lot of tolerance for people that exploit glitches, to be honest with you. So my viewpoint is quite strongly opinionated towards people that openly exploit to benefit themselves. So that was the first real one. That was the one that sort of opened eyes to people. That this game practically wasn't all roses. It did have a few sort of issues, and that was bad. And then we had another one. This one, as far as I'm concerned, was huge, and it was the one that practically made me almost put the game down. And this was the M26 Dart. So basically, for anyone again that's new to the game or wasn't aware of it, I don't know how you couldn't have been aware of it at the time. Basically, the M26 Dart was glitched. It wasn't a dart, it fired something like 15 assault rifle rounds out of the dart. If you equipped it with a heavy barrel, this was, and it was just deadly accurate. I mean, you could hit anything that was in front of you, because obviously these rounds were spread in one shot kill from pretty much anywhere on the map with it, and that got exploited massively. That, as far as I'm concerned, for the amount of people using it, that was the biggest one exploited as far as I'm concerned. I saw a hell of a lot more people using it than the USAS frags. And it just changed games, it turned games on its heads, and it made a lot of games unplayable. It was huge. I mean, it wasn't like you were coming across sort of 4 or 5 people a week. I mean, you were coming across sort of 3 or 4 people per game at one point exploiting it. And this is, for me, the time that Battlefield 3 nearly died. It went through the most horrendous time of being practically broken. They're just the two main big ones. I'm not even sort of shedding light on the smaller sort of glitches and the things that have really bugged people. I mean, you could cover the nade spam, something that's never really been fixed. You know, the ability that you can just sit on an ammo pack and constantly spam grenades. That, as far as I'm concerned, something that needs fixing, but they're not groundbreaking. The two that I just mentioned are absolutely horrendous and turned this game on its head. Now, this could have been sorted a long time ago, and a lot of people will still openly criticise DICE for this. They took a long time to get these patched, and I literally mean a long time. But then, the thing that kind of bugs me looking back at it now, this is all before Premium was released. And it made you think, if it wasn't for Premium, would they have ever brought out the patch, or would they have brought it out as quick as they did? Would they have taken longer? Obviously they wanted the people to buy Premium. The whole time these glitches were there and being exploited, no one was going to pay their hard-earned cash for something that they were barely going to use. So it makes me wonder if they did actually have any intentions of fixing these bugs at all until Premium, and then they realised if they wanted to sell Premium, they were going to have to get these bugs and glitches fixed. So I guess it's kind of food for thought, guys, you know. Maybe I am being a bit critical of DICE here. Maybe they always intended to get it patched as quick as possible. But we've all heard rumours, what is it, saying like $60,000, I believe, if you want to send a patch out for the platforms, you know, or each platform. So it does cost a lot of money, but at the same time, they've earned so much money from this game. These things should have been patched from literally from the moment they were there. They should have been patched right there, right then. So I guess that's kind of a lot of negatives towards Battlefield there. It went through I'd say a 3 to 5 month period of being practically broken, and just how I carried on playing it and how a lot of people carried on playing it, I truly do not know. I know I take my hat off to a lot of people, myself included, who stuck it out through the rough times. Let's cover some positive things, you know, because this game actually recovered from that. Believe it or not, things got fixed. Premium come out. There's a lot of people up in arms about Premium, but let's be honest, guys, I think we've got a good deal from Premium. A lot of people may argue, they moan about the bonus content, but as far as I'm concerned, we've saved money on a lot of the DLC. I've enjoyed most of the DLC. That could be a different video, but you know, Car Can's awesome, but technically that wasn't part of. Yeah, see, this is where it's technical, because Car Can come out before Premium, but Car Can's an awesome DLC. Close Quarters is playable, and Aftermath is awesome. It's just Armoured Kill I've not got a lot of time for. So, you know, Premium wasn't a bad thing. We've done pretty well out of that, and this game is on its sort of second life, you know. It's like a cat, it's got 9 lives. It's come back from the dead. I generally believe it was almost dead as well. I'm not just trying to like overhype this. If anyone that isn't aware of these glitches, they were bad. So it's sort of come back from its for a second life, and it's almost got its second generation or third generation of players on it at the moment. I mentioned earlier that a lot of the it's got a lot less players than it did at the start, which is an obvious thing anyway, but it does still have a lot of players, and as you will have all noticed, there's a lot of sort of lower ranked people. So this game is still attracting an audience, and these people wouldn't have been aware of these glitches, and they probably come in now and think this game is absolutely awesome, which it is, I'm not going to lie, but it just went through that bad stage that was just horrendous to play through. Just thinking back of it now, the amount of like anguish I've got myself into during some games over the people exploiting these glitches was just horrendous. I mean, there's been loads as well. There's been loads of silly ones like getting under maps, a periscope glitch where you can be shot when you can't be seen, just mental stuff. But eventually it has been fixed, and the game is playable, and it is one of the most, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best first-person shooter I've ever played. So like I said earlier, a pessimistic would think what this game could have been, and that's, I guess, is a good way to think of it. If they got this game right from the beginning, just how perfect could it have been? It just makes you wonder. It gives me a lot of hope for Battlefield 4. You know, you get a lot of talk that Battlefield 3 is being used as a beta for Battlefield 4. A lot of people get a bit angry about that, but let's be honest with you, if that's true, we know we're not going to be any silly glitches that we've had from here. These silly glitches are going to be ironed out, and the fact is we might have a more complete article on release rather than, what was it, a year after release until Battlefield 3 was actually fully fixed and a lot of the glitches gone. You know, and that's a long time. To sit around and play with through glitches like that is a long time, but it's here, you know, we're still playing it, and as far as I'm concerned, it's an awesome game. I'm pleased that it's brought through a second and third generations of players. You know, the people that played it from the start may have moved on. These new generation people are coming through, you know, that's awesome. It shows the game is still attracting the big crowds and the audiences, and it makes me excited for Battlefield 4. I may be a bit pessimistic about it, but let's be optimistic and let's hope it is a fantastic game. As always, guys, I'm Clappy, and I'm out.